I want to have a conversation with Cody Davis, who is a 25-year-old real estate investor. But what you may not recall is he's been doing this for about 7 years now. So we are watching the evolution of Cody Davis in real time. He has gone from somebody who said growth at all costs, let's do anything we can, let's get super, super creative, to someone who is now pruning on purpose, raising cash flow, putting liquidity in the bank. And again, it is wild to say that this 25-year-old investor has already been doing this for 7 or 8 years. Cody, how you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good. It's another week into the 10-year journey, and I'm coming on 7 years. I'm starting my 7th year in October. So I'm about a month out. I bought my first property in October of 2019.
Wow.
So it's exciting.
That's amazing. Well, from your perspective, we've talked privately, so I'll let you put on record anything you'd like. What has the last year really been about for Cody? What's Cody been doing on purpose? Where are you at in this cycle, and where do you go next?
Well, the last year has been correcting some of the mistakes I made in the first 5. And out of necessity, I kept buying stuff because I thought that was the only way I was going to be able to be financially free. And if I looked up and smelled the flowers at one point, I might have done this a little earlier. But I've been correcting some of the mistakes, the overbuying. So I got out of the stuff that didn't really fit what I wanted to do. Got out of the resort property, got out of majority of my partnerships. So all my bigger assets are just mine now. And I've been trying to stack some liquidity, which was a big shift from the first 5 years, to be fair, because first 5 was, let's go buy everything we can. I'll do everything creatively that I can. I'll borrow a bunch of hard money. I'll do a bunch of seller financing. I'll take on every partner that'll give me money. And I'm going to go buy a few hundred units. And having done that, that's not what I wanted to do in the beginning. I just wanted financial freedom. So I had a lot of maturing that I had to do over the last year.
Well, again, it's probably really hard for you to see because you're kind of living it day to day. But as somebody who's got 20 some odd years on you in age and 15 years on you in real estate, you're once again ahead of the game, right? Olivia and I went through a very similar stage. Now, we didn't do partners or we didn't get out of our lane, but we certainly levered up at every chance we could get. Anytime there was equity in an asset, we took it. Anytime there was a way to get creative, borrow 401k, get a car loan, whatever, we did it. We did private money as debt. So we definitely went through a growth at all stage mindset. For us, though, it didn't last 5 years. For us, it lasted, let's call it 10, maybe 9, certainly 10. So again, you're ahead of the game. And when you do look up, like you have done, like we did, it was, I guess the thing I remember most about looking up is I guess if I'm honest with myself, the first thing was I was shocked at how far we came, right? Because I was so in the day-to-day that I was just on to the next deal, right? Olivia ran the business. Olivia ran the day-to-day. I didn't really look at it at all. I was doing my day job of selling software and then trying to buy the next deal. And it wasn't until I looked up and I'm like, wow, we have come a long way. And, if we just slow down a little bit, this chessboard could look really, really good. So did you have a similar moment?
Absolutely. And in the beginning, I didn't really understand what all I was doing. I did to an extent. Like I understood the math. I understood the pieces were moving. But something I said in one of my first podcasts ever was, it was like 3 months in, I was mowing the lawn at my 12-plex, 3 hours from where I lived. And I was like, oh, wait, this is actually mine. It clicked. And, as I continued to scale, I started getting more and more of that ownership feeling. But I realized more is not better, despite that was the only thing I was really hearing on the internet, because I was listening a lot to Grant Cardone and Robert Kiyosaki. Like those were the two I was listening to, and a byproduct as I grew. Yeah. And now I listen a lot more to, like I listen to your daily channel, and then I listen to Dave Ramsey a lot, which is the, protect it. Build it, get your 4 rentals, and then protect what you have. And I like the mindset I had going into it, but I also wish I was listening to those other individuals.
Yeah, it's you're in a great spot today, and again, you're maturing faster than I did. So good kudos to you. I mean, 5 years earlier. I mean, let's just play for a minute. Let's assume you didn't have that moment and you just kept on this crazy trajectory for another 5 years. You could have had 1,000 units, but it would have been a complex weave that would have been almost impossible to probably, pare back. It would have been very difficult. The fact that you were able to identify that early and 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 pare it back to what's now mainly yours with relative ease.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a good thing. That's congratulations.
And it's not like it's all perfect, to put
No,
it
of
out
course.
there. There's a lot of cost to it. I mean, selling out of my partnerships, I think it's going to be like $150,000 tax bill that I have to pay. I've extended my taxes, so I'm finding out for sure this week exactly what it is. But like,
It's a big
that's
number.
expensive. It's a big number, and I might have to do a payment plan for a year,
Yeah.
because I don't want to get rid of all my liquidity. But there's a lot of learning lessons, and the sooner you can learn it, the better it is, I feel, because now I have time to do the right thing for an extended period of time. But you got to get started is the other side of it.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can't, I would never take away from what you've done. I think it was an important part of your journey. It'll always be an important part of your story. Lots of lessons learned, some good, some bad. And you will, again, dude, you have at least 50 years ahead of you to take all of these lessons and bottle them up and share them with the world and benefit, yourself from them. So I mean, if we could trade places, I would trade places in a heartbeat. I mean, it's just, you've got so much ahead of you. It's going to be fun to watch.
One day at a time, right? I mean, it's one day out of the 10-year journey. I think about that quite often. I have a tough day or a tough week, even. Sometimes it's just day after day. It's awful. But then a good thing pops up and it helps alleviate the pain.
Well, I could tell you again, having 15 years on you, there'll be a lot more good days than bad days coming. That's just how they stack. You still have bad days once in a while. No doubt. Everybody does. But good days will start stacking for you. So I can tell you that with very good confidence. But really where you are today is you are reducing complexity and increasing cash flow. Is that kind of a fair statement?
Yeah. And I've almost gotten as simple as I can be. I have my biggest rentals are just mine. I'm getting newer rentals.
Yeah, you're upgrading. Yep.
Yeah, I'm upgrading the property quality, not just the door count, because the door count really doesn't matter to me.
Correct.
I have a feeling this next year I'll probably go from 70 something doors by myself to maybe 30, but they'll all be new. And that's exciting.
You like that new 7-plex, right? That's was it a 7-plex you just picked up brand new?
Yeah, so I picked up a 7, and I think I'm going to continue buying more stuff like that. And I don't want to put all my eggs into one basket just on that street, but at the same time, I want to just pick the best basket I can. And I think a basket of new property rather than a basket of old is going to serve well.
Yeah, very, very cool. Well, one of the things we talked about, I think it might have been 3 or 4 weeks ago, is you just closed on a building that had some interesting remodeling stuff going on. What's going on with that property?
Yeah, I bought a 5-plex, and it was originally a 9-plex. They converted it to a 5 because what the owner did is they didn't get rid of any of the exterior windows or doors or bathrooms or kitchens. It was really odd, but they just made massive units based on. Yeah, and they didn't even do the wall. They just put a doorway in, and so I mean, how lazy can you be? But
that had to be a weird configuration. Yeah,
it was odd. But I was looking at it when I walked through and I was like, this is perfect just to convert it back. Because what they did is they just condensed it. They took the numbers off the doors and they're like, this is my unit now. And then they moved to the next one. And so they progressively got bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, fast forward a couple months since I bought it, it's back and operational as 8 rentals. Eventually we'll get to the 9th one. But there's 8 operational rentals there. And so we took it from 5 to 8. It's amazing how easy it is if you just have to close in the door.
Yeah.
Do a little bit of touch-up paint.
Yeah, that's not even $1,000. That's like $700.
It's cheap stuff. And so I spent a little bit of money, and I spent $10,000 to get the exterior painted because I figured, you know what, let's make it look nice on the outside for everybody. But yeah, we grow we're going to grow the rent roll once we rent out the last couple of units there from the 5,900 it was, and now it's going to be over 8,000. And
Yeah,
that's
pretty simple.
huge for the NOI.
Yeah, and again, it still amazes me that that property was on the market. Would you say like over 100 days or something?
It was like 280 something days, but they listed it with 2 phone photos that were the same angle, the outside. They got probably the worst angle possible, and it was just mismarketed.
Yeah,
so it does happen. That's probably my first home run deal, not in size. I wish there was another 0 on that deal,
right?
but that numbers wise, that stacks up as probably one of my best deals.
Yeah, I love it. Again, anytime you can find a deal where the agent's frankly being lazy, and everybody else, and I love the fact it was 200 days. That means every local investor had already looked at it, probably looked at it a couple of times, and just wrote it off. It wasn't until you got there and actually went through it and saw the units, like, oh my God, there's only 5, but it really should be 9, and $700 and the doors are gone. So well done.
The magic is in the due diligence and the work, right? I mean, it'd be easy just to drive by it and say, hey, look, that looks pretty bad.
Yep, that's ugly. Check.
Yeah, but going in and doing the walkthrough and seeing, oh, well, actually, there is a lot of opportunity here.
Yeah.
And that opens up the mind to what could I do and how could we put it together? And one of those deals could take someone from 100,000 net worth to 500,000, and that's
$500,000 easy. Yeah. It's pretty amazing. And again, what you're focused at here now at 25 going on for the next 5 years is just simplicity, kind of direct ownership, upgrading quality or newness, right? Going away from some of the old to the new stuff. And it's just, but still forward movement, right? You're still moving forward, just more at a disciplined pace. Is that fair?
Yeah, I'm not buying everything under the sun. And one thing I'm going to do once I get the cars paid off, because I'm going to have the cars paid off theoretically this month, which is an exciting milestone for me. I want to start putting some of the money, some of the cash flow into a completely different product from what I do. So I'll probably put a little bit of money every month into the S&P 500 and just let it go.
Okay. Yeah. Get some real true diversification.
I think so at this point. I feel it would be wise. I could probably be wealthier if I put 100% of my money into real estate, but that's also the maturing piece. I want to have something on the side.
Yeah. Yes, you should. You absolutely should. Yeah. You need to be comfortable, right? And being 100% real estate focused is not going to be comfortable for you. So you have to find out what that lever is. So yeah, I think that makes great sense.
That's the plan.
There you go. Well, Cody, if somebody wanted to follow along, see what's going on in Cody's world, what do they do?
Cody Davis Business Adventures on YouTube. I post every week, Tuesday and Thursday. Whatever's going on, good or bad, it ends up there.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.